Wanted to ask you, just jumping ahead here a few years, I have 4 Horsemen written down on my list of things to talk about. Without answering any specific question, just tell me what your thought process was, and who came up with the idea.
As far as I know, Dusty Rhodes came up with the whole gimmick. I was reluctant at first to do it because I was basically getting out of the picture anyhow. I figured I was too doggone old. But there was a chance that we were going to make some money. We had heard about Vince McMahon making, what was it, thumb dolls or some damn thing? Isn't that what it was?
I think the first one were the action figures.
Yeah, put the damn thing over you. Mm-hmm. And I thought, Jesus, what the hell is that all about? But I heard the checks that they were picking up. I mean, they were substantial. Again, I don't know for sure because I don't know. But what I heard, 70, 80,000 for thumb dolls, more. I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. So we did some. I went along with the 4 Horsemen because we were gonna. My understanding was we were going to try to sell the 4 Horsemen. And even today, when I walk in different places, I got people all the time going like this. Mm-hmm. I don't remember, so I'm guilty of telling a lie, but it's not intentional. The first check I got, somewhere in the range of $32. What the hell's that all about? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, later on, I happened to see people sent me tapes that were taken that I didn't know they were even being taken. I didn't know. 16 millimeters, sometimes it was TV stuff. I had no idea what was even going on. And selling these tapes all around. So we never cashed in on any big money as the 4 Horsemen, except in the buildings. And we did pretty decent money. But as far as I know, it was Dusty's idea. I already had expressed my opinion about Flair earlier in the interview, as well as earlier to Flair in reality, like back in the 80s, the early 80s. And the 4 Horsemen was what, 85, 86, something like that. And I had 4 boys at that time, my own children, who were wrestling in amateur status. And so I wanted to spend time with them. So I did interviews like that. A lot of people thought it was all part of the show, but that was a shoot on my part. I wanted time off to go watch them wrestle. And I just incorporated that into the interview. Tully Blanchard was pretty decent. Flair at that time, as I say, was good in a controlled situation. And Arn, I didn't know that well. I hadn't been around him a whole lot. A little bit, because he worked for me, back in '81 or whatever it was, and he was strictly a TV job guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I did any more with him. But he was a lot like Gene. He had a lot of mannerisms that Gene had, and by now Gene was out of the picture. So. The 4 Horsemen gimmick, we did it for what? How long? 2 years? I don't know. People probably know better than I do. And it was fairly successful in the ring, as far as extracurricular or outside activity, pictures, things like that. It was a dismal flop, or we got screwed. Take your pick. And that's all. My opinion later on of Flair was. I thought he was highly overrated. Quote Rush Limbaugh, Donovan McNabb is not as good as he thinks he is. Well, this is an opinion only. Ric Flair is nowhere near as good as he thinks he is. And now, of course, people can make that statement about me too, that I'm not as good as I think I am. But I think I'm so damn good that even if you cut that opinion in half, it's still way head and shoulders above everybody else. I was good.